Shalom, shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakar double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS that rule and teach well in the scripture, and salutations to my Akim out there doing his work in truth and faith and all sincerity. Now, today's lesson, Lord willing, the title is American Edomites, Roman Edomites, or vice versa, Roman Edomites, American Edomites. And we'll start out in the scripture. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 49. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 49, and it reads, "The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle fleeth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand." And so what this scripture is talking about is, the Israelites, our people serve in captivity, you Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans going into captivity. Okay? And who brought us into captivity? Well, it's Esau Edom. Okay? Esau Edom is the one that's responsible for putting us into captivity, sanctioned by the Most High. All right? So, let's get some attributes, of this eagle. And, I'm going to play a short video clip to tie in, America, Rome, and Edom.
Today we call it the sound of freedom. But there was a time when American air power didn't own the skies, when enemies bombed friendly soldiers and civilians by night, when dozens of ships and hundreds of aircraft were destroyed in a single air attack, and too many of our airmen never made it back home. Hard times forged an independent Air Force, one that pledged to never let that happen again. Our airmen got to work, keeps a constant eye on our enemies, trains the best pilots in the world, and maintains a fleet that flies faster, shoots farther, and strikes with deadly accuracy.
Now make no mistake, okay? Pay close attention that America's prophesied in the scriptures, okay, as the daughter of Babylon, as Babylon the Great, or Mystery Babylon, Sodom and Egypt. Okay, America has aliases, as we would call it, according to the scriptures. It's not going to come out and say, America. Okay, and the Lord did that for a particular reason. All right, so let's play some more of this, and we'll move on from there.
We got the bad guys' attention, and when they aren't dodging bombs or bullets, or burying their jets in the sand, they're going after every weapon they can get their hands on to try to stop us. We'll need our nation's support to keep the odds in our favor, to extend the state-of-the-art beyond fighters into...
that there won't be any support for America other than Israel. Okay? The scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, the least of the flock shall draw them out. And being that the least of the flock are the ones that are most looked down upon are the Amalekites. The Amalekites are of the stock of Edom. Okay? The grandson of Esau, which broke off and became its own tier in the Edomite family tree, so to speak, which the Amalekites are the so-called Jews, okay? They're the imposters to Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which are Negroes.
Space and cyberspace to improve our ability to train against tomorrow's challenges and to field the best people and equipment in sufficient numbers for us to prevail. But we've always been ready to play with the hand we've been dealt by being smart and tough and pushing the envelope to do what we need to do to keep Americans safe. And our joint team.
America will be destroyed, as prophesied in the scriptures. America's going to get hit with 200,000 arrows. Arrows are symbolic for ICBMs. All right? And America will be totally obliterated, as well as Israel. But Israel will be rebuilt because we have to come back. We're large in number now. And even if we're knocked down to 1/3 of you Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans, there's still a large number as opposed to the numbers back in ancient times.
Team ready to prevail in any fight we face together. We're men and women honed by decades of combat, relentless innovation, and training that's the envy of every military on the planet. We stand on the shoulders of airmen who conquered the skies. Air superiority now rests with...
You seen that? They had Jake, just like they did back in the day. They had Jake. They had our people fighting in their wars. Okay? Usually on the front lines of battle, or when they couldn't defeat an enemy.
With us, and America's military might rests on air superiority. We're airmen. We can and will do whatever it takes to own the skies.
This is the eagle. Okay? So instead of it being air superiority, it should be labeled Edomite superiority on so many different levels. But we're coming into the downturn of Esau, Edom, and his empire. Okay? So the Lord is going to take this man down. All right? He's already mustering up the minds in these kings to do so. And just when the world thought it was of men, Yahweh Shai is going to show up and obliterate all the armies of the earth. Let's get into some more scripts of of this eagle. Okay, let's go into Jeremiah chapter 48. Salakia. 49. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 16. And this is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 16. It reads, "Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from hence, saith the Lord." You know what? There's more information for that. Okay, let's that nest Okay. Let's check this out. All right, this is a short clip. Okay, these are the nest of Esau Edom. Okay, aka the eagle. All right.
Here's an image of stars that you can see with your unaided eye. Now what I'm going to do...
Infomercials.
All the space stations in history. Salyut. The Salyut 1 was the first habitable satellite to orbit the Earth. Developed by the Soviet Union from 1971 until 1983, the Salyut program consisted of 8 orbital stations, 2 of which never reached orbit due to unexpected malfunctions. The station was crewed for a total of 1,697 days throughout its 12-year orbit. That's long enough to watch all the Star Wars movies back to back, 2,600 times.
Skylab has cleared the tower.
Skylab. Skylab, the first space station from the United States, was launched in 1973 by NASA and operated for 6 years. This station was the first spacecraft intended to be manned for extended periods of time. In this case, up to 90 days.
This is Esau's nest, and even though Esau Edom cannot go beyond the measure that was given to him by the Lord, he still boasts and lie about putting human beings into space. Okay, if that was possible, then the elite, okay, the rich men of the world would be living in space, and they're not. Okay, so this is one bold-faced eagle lie. All right.
Capacity was so limited, habitability became a primary concern for its design. An early concept even involved draining a spent fuel tank and converting it to round-the-clock living quarters. Advancements were made across the board in favor of crew comfort, including a space shower, a wider variety of hot and cold food items, a window, and even a proposed entertainment center for screening movies. As a result of severe damage during its launch, 3 different crews were only able to inhabit the craft for a total of 100.
Okay, I can't really stomach that too much more. It's all a lie. And let's debunk that right now. This is just a short clip letting you know that man has not traveled into space. Okay? The human body has limits. And the Most High put the limits on the human body because his prophecy has to be fulfilled. So we must know and understand this. And there's nothing else, that can come against the truth of the Most High, Yahweh, Yahweh Shah.
The Earth is surrounded by donut-shaped rings called the Van Allen belts, which are filled with high-energy particles. The shape and size
AKA radiation. All right.
size of these belts change in response to magnetic storms coming from the sun. Understanding what's happening during these events is crucial for protecting our technology in space. Magnetic storms can disrupt satellites, cause power grid failures, and disrupt GPS signals used for navigation. To better understand how the Van Allen belts react, NASA launched the twin Van Allen probes in 2012. On the Van Allen probes is the HOPE instrument, which was developed at Los Alamos National Laboratory to record helium, oxygen, protons, and electrons at lower...
All right, that's enough of that. Okay, now, these are the attributes of an eagle. Okay, so we'll go into that. Let's go back to the script. Back to Jeremiah 49 and 16. Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thy heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. So all the space stations that are in space right now from Edom will be brought down. There will be no more spaceships. There will be no more space stations. There will be no more satellites in space. No debris. Okay? The earth will be restored back to its perfection as intended. And the ones that are in charge of that will be the Most High, the creator of the heavens and earth, Yahweh Shai, and the men of Yahweh Shai, the Israelites. Okay, in that order. All right, and so going back to this man, Edom, the eagle, okay, the Roman. Let's take a look at Mount Petra. All right, this is a short skit on Mount Petra. Okay, nobody but the caveman is living in these quarters. All right. Well, back then, nobody but Edom lived in Mount Petra. So, we're gonna play this, and so we can kind of, bring everything full circle. According to the Most High's knowledge, according to Yahweh Shai's knowledge, which is far above anything that man has or that man can construct. Okay, now let's understand that Esau, Edom did not have a habitation or dwelling place. Okay, since Esau gave away his birthright, okay, and Jacob acquired the birthright and the blessing of the Most High, there's nothing that Edom can do. Okay, so this is where he dwelt. This is where he lived. All right. And so we can go in a little bit more in depth into that. Let's go to let's go on to Job 30. All right. This is Job chapter 30, verse 1. But now they are younger than I. And so being younger is opposed to the spirit. Okay. As we know physically, Esau, Edom came out first. All right. Then Jacob came out, holding on the heel of Esau. Okay, this is Job chapter 30, verse 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers would have disdained to have sat with the dogs of my flock. There's a lot of meat here. Okay, let me go through it. Yea, whereunto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness. This is the wilderness. In former time desolate wastes, who cut up mallows, and mallows are come from the mallow tree, which you get marshmallows from. Okay, by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Esau, Edom has been exposed. Let's play the rest of this. They wanted to take substance then of the other nations, and could not take the substance until the beginning stages of the downfall of the Babylonians. Okay, that's when Esau, Edom started to come up. And so it went from, they didn't become a power as of that particular time. Okay, but they were around cheering for our kingdom to be destroyed and burnt down to the ground. This is a very high penalty to the nation of Israel. Okay, doing this to the nation of Israel, there's a really big recompense for that. All right, the Lord has not forgotten about Psalms 137. Okay, Psalms 137 verse 7. The Lord did not forget this, okay? In fact, it says, remember, He wants his people to remember, you Negroes, Latinos, you Native Americans, we are to remember what Esau Edom did back in that time. Okay? This is Psalms 137:7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Now, what does this look like? Okay, this looks like a Roman city. Same people. All right, we're going to tie these together. Rome, America. Petra. Same people. Different times. Let's finish this Job 30. Okay. To dwell in the cliffs and the valleys and the caves of the earth and in the rocks. Among the bushes they braid, under the nettles they will gather together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Okay. And so when it says base men, we're talking about, okay, as far as spirituality is concerned, Esau Edom has no spirituality. Okay, it's all about himself. It's all about what substance he can get, and it's a nation that's very terrible. Okay, especially when you're brought from a caveman status to being on top of the world. Children of fools. Okay? So the Lord is calling Esau Edom fools. I know it looks like I'm skipping around a little bit, but here it goes. This is Psalms 137:8. Okay, we'll finish that up. O daughter of Babylon. And it's not talking about the Babylonians. It's talking about the Edomites. Okay, the Edomites were around cheering at the fall and the destruction of the nation of Israel. O daughter of Babylon. And so that's the daughter of Babylon is Esau Edom. Okay. Who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. So whatever this nation has done to our nation, they're going to get that back double. Jeremiah 49:22. Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle, and spread his wings over Basra. And at the day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pains. Okay, so that spells destruction for Edom. Okay, prescribed by the Most High Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai. All right. One more script. Let's go into and then I'll close out here. Let's go into Obadiah chapter 1 verse 4, and it reads, okay, this is Obadiah chapter 1 verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So the Lord's gonna bring Esau Edom down. Okay, we're living in the beginning stages. We're in the beginning stages of his downfall. Okay, his swift destruction. All right. So yeah, I'll close it out there, giving our praises to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at GMS that rule and teach well in the scriptures. And you know, to the Akim out there, we almost out of here. Okay. And you know, Lord willing, we do it.